Welcome to L&M channel. This time we will create a new drama storyline entitled Raid SWAN. The Korean drama, Raid SWAN, follows the story of former top golf player Wan-Soo, played by Ha-Neul, who is married to the heir of the conglomerate company Hwain Group. After experiencing a mysterious terror attack, Wan-Soo begins to learn the secrets of her husband's family from his new bodyguard CEO, Do-Yoon, played by Ring. Wan-Soo is at the UNICEF office in America. She represents South Korea as director of the Ha-Neul Foundation. She came with a little girl, Miss Balik, who was a victim of sexual slavery by ISIS members. Wan-Soo condemns this, and the plaintiffs must be sued and tried in the international court.
Even at this moment.
After finishing the meeting, Wan-Soo was informed that ISIS had sent an email threatening to carry out acts of terrorism and threatened to kill her. Because of that, Wan-Soo cancelled all her schedules because they scared her. Her secretary also informed her that Chairman Park would also attend the party in Manila. Wan-Soo was in a hotel in Manila. She conducted an interview session and will appear on the cover of the Asian edition magazine. And at that time the Crown Prince Mohammed also took part in the interview. Crown Prince Mohammed agreed to donate more than 5 billion won to help Miss Balik. Wan-Soo explained that the Ha-Neul Foundation is mostly focused on humanitarian work in Africa. Of course, they are looking for people who can help fund those activities. Then Wan-Soo's husband, Kim Yong-guk, came and introduced him to them. Kim Yong-guk congratulated his wife for being an ambassador of friendship. CEO Do-Yoon is at a casino in Manila, Philippines. While in the casino, he saw people who looked like thugs. Do-Yoon follows them in the toilet and listens to their conversation. That a Korean policeman died a few months ago. It turns out that the police are Do-Yoon's close friends, Ju-Yuk. And the hitman, Mr. L, did it. Currently, Mr. L has another job in Manila. Then Do-Yoon came out and wore cleaner's clothes. He entered the casino boss's room and cleaned up the leftover food on the table. There was a guest who came and Do-Yoon seemed to know that person. He is Mr. Park. When he dropped the can, the boss told him to get out of the room. The guest brought cash from the flower shop, and Do-Yoon had heard that. 3 months ago, there was an incident where Do-Yoon's friend, Ju-Hyuk, was killed by a man wearing a mask. Do-Yoon tried to stop the masked man, but seeing his friend dying, Do-Yoon let him go. When the man called, he said, "Flower shop delivery finished." Do-Yoon hugs Ju-Hyuk and asks him to survive, but his friend dies. Do-Yoon remembers the thug's words, that the hitman will work in the shopping district of Makati, Manila. Then he took all his weapons and left. Wan-Soo wanted to go somewhere, but there were no bodyguards to accompany her. It turns out that Wan-Soo went to the Makati shopping district, the same location with Do-Yoon went to. Wan-Soo is at a shop and tries on a diamond necklace. She will donate the necklace and her husband will buy it back at a charity auction. Do-Yoon sat and looked around. At above, there is a sniper aiming at Wan-Soo. He shoots at Wan-Soo, but misses. Do-Yoon sees the man and shoots him, but the man keeps aiming at Wan-Soo. Seeing that, Do-Yoon tried to save Wan-Soo. Do-Yoon saw that the mask he was wearing was the same as that worn by the man who killed his friend. The man shot at them repeatedly, and made Wan-Soo and Do-Yoon run for shelter. The two of them were finally able to get into a car and leave the district. Suddenly the car they were in broke down and Do-Yoon looked for a safe place. Wan-Soo asks who is Do-Yoon. Do-Yoon replies he's just a passerby and not a criminal, so there's no need to worry. While Do-Yoon was repairing the car, he saw a GPS device on the car. He says to Wan-Soo that they are not going to town. Because he removed the GPS device, so that no one would follow them. Then Wan-Soo asked Do-Yoon to contact the police. But he is worried that maybe there are people in the police who are paid by these people. So, they have to leave immediately, because maybe their location has been tracked using the GPS.
출발하죠.
Like it or not, Wan-Soo followed Do-Yoon and they arrived at his house. Do-Yoon asked Wan-Soo not to worry, because his house is safe. Do-Yoon is curious, who is the person who wants Wan-Soo dead? Hearing that, Wan-Soo became afraid and wanted to leave, because he didn't know Do-Yoon. But Do-Yoon asked him to calm down because it was still dangerous outside. Do-Yoon will take him to the embassy and Wan-Soo can call the person who will pick him up. But don't reveal their current location, just in case. Do-Yoon goes to the toilet and cleans the wound. He had difficulty putting on the bandage and Wan-Soo helped him. Wan-Soo didn't memorize anyone's number, so she didn't call anyone. Then Na-Soo asked if Do-Yoon knew her. Do-Yoon think if there is a single Korean who doesn't know her, she used to be a famous golfer. Then Do-Yoon took a wet towel to clean the blood on her face. While walking, Wan-Soo tripped and he caught her. Do-Yoon helped her clean her face and put on a jacket. Young-guk and Mr. Park arrive at the embassy and see Wan-Soo sitting there. She asked not to worry, because she was fine. Young-guk asked to reward Do-Yoon, who was writing a statement letter. Mr. Park looks for the person who helped Wan-Soo, but he's gone. Then he saw the statement letter and it was signed by CO Do-Yoon. It turns out that Mr. Park knows Do-Yoon and called him and asked him to meet. Wan-Soo remembers the shooting incident and also remembers Do-Yoon. Then her husband knocked on the door and said that her mother-in-law called.
샤워 마치고
Wan-Soo returned the bag to her mother-in-law because she couldn't. Her mother-in-law was very angry because it failed because of the shooting incident. Wan-Soo no longer wanted to get involved in that. But she won't cancel the party and will prepare something else for them. Her mother-in-law was very angry because money is the best solution to all problems. But Wan-Soo refuses to bribe them herself, it could be a boomerang for them. Wan-Soo was still going to the party and asked her mother-in-law not to attend. Then her mother-in-law threw money at her and asked Wan-Soo to obey her. But Wan-Soo even threatened that if her mother-in-law came, she would refuse to do business with China in the future. It turns out that Ju-Yuk, Do-Yoon's police friend, donated his kidney to Do-Yoon. They were very close and Do-Yoon promised that if Ju-Yuk had any problems, he could contact Do-Yoon at any time. Do-Yoon meets Mr. Park. Mr. Park invites Do-Yoon to return to Seoul and help him. He has to work together at a flower shop, that is the name of the company where Mr. Park works. The flower shop is what Hwain Group calls themselves for confidentiality reasons. Do-Yoon thanks him for offering the job. But he will think about it first, and will let Mr. Park know. Wan-Soo is holding an emergency conference for Ha-Neul Foundation. She announced that she was safe and unharmed in the attack on the district. It is true, ISIS threatened her with acts of terror. But the perpetrator fled and no evidence was found at the crime scene. Only a few of her personal guards were injured. Her mother-in-law was very angry seeing the conference. She was angry because Wan-Soo held a press conference without her permission. At the conference, Wan-Soo will not stop working hard to build a better future for those in need, even though there is a threat of terrorism to their lives. Because evil must not be tolerated and she will fight to the end. When Wan-Soo and her husband got out of the elevator, Mr. Park introduced a new security team member. He was CO Do-Yoon. And Wan-Soo was a bit surprised to see him. Thank you for watching the Red Swan storyline episode 1. I'll be back in episode 2.